Hello, everybody. Welcome to QuickSave, your checkpoint in the week for all the video game news. My name is Gold, and I hope you're doing well today. My weekend was slightly ruined because I had downloaded the Duskbloods playtest on my Switch 2. I was trying to get my Elgato capture card set up. Oh, I was so ready. And then it was like, oh, it's not, you can't play it right now. And I searched up on the internet. Oh, when will I be able to play it? They canceled the whole thing. I didn't even get to try it during the 2 hours it was up. At least the menu music sounded good. Didn't realize we'd have such a packed show today, but we do. And so we're going to start off with story number 1. This comes from Jason Schreier at Bloomberg. Rockstar rattled as GTA 6 leaks again. After a leak in 2022, Rockstar took drastic measures to try to prevent another hack. It didn't work. In September 2022, a hacker released dozens of images and video clips from the then unannounced GTA 6. The massive security breach shook up developer Rockstar Games and led the company to implement a string of new processes to prevent it from happening again. 4 years later, it's deja vu. Earlier this week, an individual or group calling themselves CyberLeak, L-E-E-K, began publishing new footage from the highly anticipated open-world crime game. Rockstar had planned to show off a first look at gameplay on August 27th in an extended trailer on Netflix. Rockstar hasn't yet identified the leaker or figured out how the latest breach happened, according to a person familiar with its strategy who spoke anonymously because they were not authorized to speak about the situation. The company doesn't plan to move the gameplay premiere date or make any other immediate changes to its marketing strategy. But inside, it's all hands on deck as management tries to determine the leak's origins and track down the party responsible, said the person. Lawyers for Rockstar's parent, Take-Two Interactive Software Incorporated, have been seeking records from Microsoft and Discord that could help them identify the leaker, gaming news site Kotaku reported. Rockstar's leaders and many employees are angry, not just because their game has become such a high-profile target, but also because this is the second time GTA 6 has become the subject of a major leak. The first one led to big changes in how Rockstar handles security, and this new incident might follow suit. The leaked footage is nothing groundbreaking. It shows off one of the two protagonists, Jason Duval, as he drives around a beautifully rendered Miami and its surrounding areas. He gets into a knife fight, listens to the radio, and even flies a propeller plane above the city. The graphics are impressive, but marred by obnoxious watermarks. Every clip is plastered with an advertisement for a meme coin that CyberLeak created for the occasion. The leaker appears to have or had access to a working build of the game and not just pre-recorded videos. In one clip, Jason shoots an automatic gun at a wall and spells out the word L-E-E-K. It's hard to imagine this latest leak having much of an impact on the launch of the game, which has already broken pre-order records. This may undercut the Netflix reveal, which was supposed to be the first time that anyone saw gameplay. But for the most part, watching these clips is just a reminder that for all the aggressive hype and wild sales expectation, GTA 6 looks like a GTA game. Still, some Rockstar employees are feeling frustrated and exhausted. Following the first leak 4 years ago, Rockstar implemented a host of stringent security protocols that would ostensibly prevent this kind of security breach. The company called developers back to the office 5 days a week and put an end to remote work, preventing the GTA 6 team from using their tools or accessing builds while not at their desks. This was a controversial decision that led to a lot of people grumbling among Rockstar developers across the globe. This week, Rockstar has tried to buoy morale as its lawyers aggressively hunt for the party responsible. One of the game's top executives sent out an email to staff denouncing the leaker and promising that the incident wouldn't detract from the excellent work they've done. In the meantime, developers are continuing to work on GTA 6, which isn't yet finished, but is getting close as it barrels toward its November 19th release date. That has to be quite demoralizing for everybody who's been excited to watch a grand reveal this week, and suddenly a lot of people are seeing it. I haven't seen anything yet. If you don't want to see anything, go into your filters on Twitter or wherever and block GTA 6, Grand Theft Auto, whatever, because we're almost there. You can wait a little bit. It's fine. Pirate Nation on X said that some people have started to appear in Rockstar North HQ after GTA 6 leaker demanded that 10 people show up dressed as leaks in front of Rockstar's HQ for Lucia gameplay. Now, whether they actually do it or not, I don't know. But I also wonder how many people have actually given him money. Hopefully no one, but I know that's not true, and I know someone has done it. CyberLeak is doing all of this in protest against Sony getting rid of discs and GTA 6 launching with no discs at all. Now, whether this will actually have an impact, I don't know. I feel like stop killing games is a better way to do it, but you never know. Anyways, I'm excited to see the presentation on Netflix on the 27th to see what this game finally looks like legitimately. Story number 2. This comes from Jordan Midler at VGC. We heard your feedback. Blood of Dawnwalker is getting a 60 FPS mode after Backlash. Developer Rebel Wolves previously said all consoles would lack such a performance mode. Over the weekend, the studio released information on the game's various graphical settings. One major omission, however, was the lack of a 60 FPS mode on console, which caused concern among fans. Now, following the feedback, the developer has announced that it will release a performance mode as part of a day one patch, which will target 60 FPS. On Friday, we answered your questions about console performance with what we could confidently deliver at launch, wrote at Dawnwalker Game account on X. Performance mode was already in the works, but it was still being tested. We simply weren't ready to promise it yet. We heard your feedback. It was clear how much this mattered to many of you, so we focused on finishing the next round of tests. Those results gave us the confidence we needed to confirm performance mode for day one. The Blood of Dawnwalker will release on PC, PS5, and Xbox Series X and S on September 3rd, so only 10 days from now. The game is directed by Konrad Tomaskiewicz, who was The Witcher 3's game director and head of production/secondary game director for Cyberpunk 2077. While its developer's pedigree is impeachable, the new thing from the guys who made the amazing thing is rarely as impressive as this. I'm very excited about this. I've never played any of the Witchers aside from like a little bit of The Witcher 2. I mean, like maybe like 20 or 30 minutes. But really, I've never touched it. And this just looks cool. I want to see what this is like. I'm very excited. I'm hoping it's good. I think it'll be good. I'm hoping it's good in two ways. I'm hoping it's good in that it's just a good game, and I'm hoping it's also good in that there aren't like, a lot of naked people running around or something. That sort of is. I'd play the Witcher games if there wasn't that. But I also sort of like the Breath of the Wild approach of you can go to the final boss at the beginning if you want and try, and you're gonna have to be really, really good to beat him. I think that's cool. I think that's just a cool idea. And we only have to wait 10 days, which I'm very excited about. And also, I think right around that time, Orbitals comes out, which I don't even have to play that game. Just give me the box art. Just give me the box. It's gorgeous. And I have to say this now because this is where we've come to. It's a physical game. I can buy it and I can hold the physical game in my hand and the whole game is on the cart. Where did we go wrong? Story number 3 also comes from Jordan Midler at VGC. Game Freak suggests Pokemon Champions was built partly so it could change battles in future games. In a newly published video, Shigeki Morimoto, Pokemon's longtime battle director, and Kazumasa Iwao, the game director of Pokemon Champions, reflected on the game following its launch on mobile and Nintendo Switch earlier this year. In the video, Iwao revealed that one of the reasons for developing the game was to retain the series' original battle system, which I would note they should add 6v6 then, as the main series moves away from it. Iwao wanted players who have been enjoying the existing style of Pokemon battle for decades to have a game that would retain the turn-based combat, as games like Pokemon Legends Arceus and Pokemon Legends ZA moved away from it. Iwao said that telling fans to just play the new version and that everything had changed didn't feel right to the team at Game Freak, so they wanted to give fans a way to enjoy the classic style of Pokemon. I'm very happy with this response. The fact that they can go into the new games, change things, as we saw in ZA and whatever they're going to do in the future ones. I'm all for that. And I like Champions. I think Champions is fun. Whenever I sit down and play it, I just have a blast. And now that it's on the phone, the phone port works great. It works fantastic. And I love it too, because as someone who has not played the new Pokemons for a hot minute, getting to meet Bellable for the first time and have no idea what it is a magical experience, because mine is named Phyllis, and she evades attacks like a guilty politician avoids questions. It's just incredible. Those are all of our big stories for today, but in other news, we actually have quite a few big stories in other news, but just to make it a little quicker, we're going here. Dave Bautista is officially playing Kratos in the God of War TV series after Ryan Hurst injured himself while filming. I think he'll be good. He's older, like Kratos. He's pretty buff, like Kratos. I mean, this is just sort of like a serious Drax, and I'm okay with that. I think he'll be good. I hope this will be good. It's sad that Ryan Hurst isn't able to do it. I'm sure that has to be really disappointing, seeing as I think they got 4 episodes done, which is just sort of depressing. I will watch this, at least some of it, because God of War 2018 is probably my favorite game of all time, and I want to see if they do it justice, or if it'll end up being something like a Rings of Power or live action Death Note. Hopefully not. 2KXO is ending development, which is really, really sad. I never did play it. I sort of wanted to. I'm just not a big fighting game guy, aside from Marvel Tokon Fighting Souls, which I'm really enjoying right now. But I'm just bad at them. And I'm honestly sort of surprised that this didn't make it, seeing as how big League is, though maybe it's fallen off quite a bit from what it used to be. I'm sure it has to an extent, but I would think it's still really big. But I guess this just didn't appeal to the League audience the way they hoped for. The Witcher 4 is targeting a 2028 release, which is really pretty soon. With them saying they're targeting a 2028 release, I think there's a good chance it could be delayed into 2029, but that's not bad, especially with the fact that we're getting The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt new DLC, Songs of the Past, which, another news point, is reportedly the size of Blood and Wine. I don't know if they've officially said if that's coming out in 2026 or 2027, but whenever it's coming out, we're getting it very soon. There's only almost 3 months left in the year, so, even if it comes out next year, we're getting it very soon. I'm very excited for all of this, because tomorrow, as of recording this, is Gamescom, which will be the first time that we get to see Songs of the Past in action, and I'm sure get an official release date if it has not yet already been revealed, which it very well might be, and I just forget. Devolver Digital has said before that they are going to release a game the same day as GTA 6. So they have tweeted, please do not leak anything about the game we're releasing on November 19th. I would love to see if their game is the #1 seller that day on Steam, seeing as how GTA 6 is not coming out on Steam. But it would be very funny. I'm not sure if it's real, but I assume it is, knowing Devolver. They just do things. Now, I'm out of the loop on Fortnite stuff, but apparently their new Override season may have a much bigger bot problem than usual. Players are reporting that Battle Royale matches could now contain as many as 75% bots, leaving only around, why'd they say percent? Could they just, it's 100 people. 75 bots, leaving only around 25 real players in a 100-player match. Fortnite has used bots for years to fill matches and keep matchmaking time short. Before Override, the reported bot limit was around 35%. What is the lifespan for Fortnite? How long does it go? I know people that I have a family member that plays it like every day, but how long will Fortnite go on? Maybe into eternity. James Turner, who worked on The Plucky Squire, which had an incredible art style, has started a new role as creative director of Pokemon art and design at the Pokemon Company International. Now, I don't know if he's going to be working necessarily on games. I know he talked about that he worked on Sirfetch'd and Pichu series, but if he works on a game with his art of like The Plucky Squire, whew, that would be gorgeous. Stealth on X says that in Japan, Marvel Tokon Fighting Souls sold 2,814 physical units at launch on PS5. Last week, it sold less than 1,444 units and didn't make the top 30. I really, really hope that this game sold well elsewhere, because if they have to cut this game short, like 2KXO or Concord, or most likely soon Marathon, because they're not having a good time right now. I really don't want that to happen, because I really like this game. They're going to release Phoenix Cyclops soon as the first DLC character, and I want to see more. I want to see Miles Morales. Where's Thor? Why is he missing? Why is Loki looking for him? Where did he go? You have no idea how much I'm having fun with this game. I have not touched the online yet. I've almost completed all of the single player campaigns, and then I'm allowing myself to go into online, and I just desperately want this game to do well so I can keep playing it and not just be playing on a dead game. Something that's not dead and keeps playing, though, is Valve. Valve was founded 30 years ago today, as of recording this on the 24th, by Gabe Newell and Mike Harrington. What a cool thing. I want them to bring back the guy, either this guy or the other guy with the valve on the back of his head. I miss that. It was so good playing TF2 oh, where's the heavy update? Come on. And finally, for other news, Terranigma, an old SNES game that was never released in the US, only in Europe and Japan, is getting a re-release on everything, and it looks amazing, and I am so excited to finally be able to play this here and not have to, get a console from another country. Something I'm also excited about is today's game highlight. Today we're talking about Clicky Islands. Now let me read you a brief summary, and then I'm going to tell you a story. Clicky Islands is a unique blend of incremental gameplay, clicker mechanics, city builder elements, and resource management. You play as a governor appointed by the king to discover and develop a new island for his future kingdom. Your goal is to upgrade your village through multiple stages until it becomes a kingdom. To get there, you'll combine classic clicker mechanics, help of recruitable units, and a powerful meta progression skill tree that grants you various boosts. Each island is uniquely procedurally generated according to the perks you've unlocked in the meta tree. I sat down to try this demo because I heard it from Lucy James looking for .game website, which you should go check it out. Very cool. And I heard her talk about this on a podcast, and then I saw her talk about this on her website. And so I tried it. I tried the demo on a Saturday night. I thought I'll just try it just for a minute. Almost 2.5 hours later, I have not played a game like this. It's like I was having more fun, like fighting during the Ghost Rider campaign, which is my 4th time through in Marvel Tokon Fighting Souls, fighting the final boss, the final stage of the final boss. And for like such a long time that I was getting sweaty and I was getting tired, and it was, like 2:30 at night on a Friday. I had more fun with that. Not to say that Clicky Islands isn't fun, but I had more fun with that. But this game sucked me in like nothing else. A vacuum can't compare to the suction this game has. I don't know what happened, but I couldn't stop. You do it. You can get through an island fairly quickly, especially as you progress, and then you set off and you end that round. You could say you're done with that island. You've I've done all I could do. I can keep building, but there's no purpose, so you go. But then you unlock some upgrades, and you go, oh man, my click is stronger. I start out with 2 units, and then you get the relics. I got a legendary relic. I got an epic relic. Oh my gosh, you can get divine blessings that you can, at the beginning of every time you get to an island, you get 3 choices, and I got the legendary one that makes my click insane. I couldn't stop. I dare not open it up. I feel like I'm starting to smoke cigarettes or do hard drugs or something. I can't get away from it. I'm scared of when this game comes out. They say it's coming out in 2026. If it does, this better not come out the same day the Ocarina of Time remake comes out, because if it does, and if I just so much as launch it and say, let me look at one island, I'm going to have to send an apology letter to Nintendo saying, I'm sorry, I forgot to play your game. Don't play this game if you don't have time. But if you do have time, you probably shouldn't play this game, because it'll take up more of your time than you were willing to give up. Well, that is all the news for today. As of right now, tomorrow is Gamescom, like I mentioned earlier. So I'm excited to see what is shown off. I'm never super excited for Gamescom, just because I don't feel like it has the holy cow, we're going to get giant announcements like the Game Awards do, like SGF does, like other directs do sometimes, but I am still excited for it. I'm mostly excited to see Songs of the Past and anything else that piques my interest. Well, thank you all for watching, and I will see you next time.